Alright, hello YouTube, this is Alan from Team Shockwave with Pierry. We're here at the Maine Regionals. We just finished a 7-round, 114-player tournament. Would you like to talk a little bit about your deck?
Alright, so I was playing Mermail today, and I just love the deck so much. I just love how combo-based it is. I used to play it before, Prince came out and made the deck busted again. And even then, it was awesome to play. Like, you would go back and forth and everyone would have technicals and all that. But now with Prince, it's just like straight to TV. Now people hear it, but don't really take it into consideration because it's tier 1, but they don't really see it as tier 1. They just see PK or they see Monarchs, and they're like, oh yeah, that's tier 1. Or Pepe.
And what was your matchup before we start the deck profile?
So I faced a variety. I faced 2 Cosmos, I faced 2 Pepe, I faced a Monarch, I faced a... I did not face PK, surprisingly. I faced a mirror match, another one. And I don't remember my second match. Yeah, I don't remember.
Alright, that's fair. Alright, so let's get to the deck profile.
I main decked 3 Veilers.
Shit.
So basically, when I'm going second, there's a lot of decks in this format. I like to go first to establish a board and just wreck you during your turn and then just kill you the next turn. I like to make sure that they're interrupted in some way, shape, or form. So basically, Monarchs, or it doesn't really do anything to PK, but if I get lucky in the Terratop, Veil of the Terratop, so they don't get that ridiculous Dante first turn, or the Tour Guide, and then just stop them completely. It's amazing. I like this card a lot in the main. I always went back and forth between maining this or Maxi, but I just felt like Veiler was like the better card to name for them. At least for this tournament.
Alright.
That's okay.
Here comes one of the heart of the decks. 3 activates the Atlantean Prince. So this card just does everything. Like, people fear this card. I love it. Like, once you summon it, they just look at it. They look at their back row and they're like, alright, what to do? That's a +1, isn't it? I was like, yeah, it is. Essentially. So basically, it's 4-1, the starter play. So when you just normal summon this, you just send the Dragoons and you just add any Atlantean you want, whether Marksman or
another Dragoons.
I wanted to get fancy, and I should have done it today. I wanted to play Poseidra and Call of the Atlanteans because he could search for any Atlantean card. So Poseidra, level 7, or Call of the Atlanteans, the quick spell for late game. I wanted to so badly. I think I'm gonna switch it up. But yeah.
Please do. That'd be awesome.
So basically, this is like a combo starter. It finishes combos. Even when you draw it and you used up every Atlantean that you have, it's still amazing because the other effect is that when it's used for a water effect, it brings out any Atlantean from the grave. So you bring out a Dragoons for a rank 4 play, or you bring out Marksman, just a punch, just to get a special summon, or an Infantry, which my favorite part, for an action normal summon of a Sea Serpent. So when Diva becomes a lot more viable that way. And people don't expect that. I love it. There's so many different ways to use this card. It's just amazing.
Nice.
It's definitely a card that was needed to come out. One Deep Sea Diva.
Why is that? Why do you play a Diva?
Well, for one, Diva is like the second most busted card because although she's definitely prone to Veiler, and like that's why if I ever draw her and Prince, I'd rather summon Prince over her. But every time I draw her, it makes an instant combo piece. Just the fact that she's like the only tuner in the deck just makes it so busted. So when you summon this, you could special summon any level 3 or lower Sea Serpent from the deck. So that's anyone besides Dragoons, really. So you either summon this and start combos, or you can summon a Marksman if you need to and make any synchros. Well, for me, the only synchros I played are a 9, 7, and 6. But I know other builds play like 5s and like 4. Oh, and a 4.
Yeah.
Like, this card alone is amazing.
Have anyone max-sieged you or veilered you on the Diva?
They've max-sieged me.
And did you go through with it, or did you just kind of slow down?
It depends. If they establish back row and a board and they max-see me, and then I look at my hand and see basically the way I see it, if they're drawing more than 2 cards off of me trying to combo off of this, I'm just going to go through with it and just try to kill them. Okay. And if I could stop it right there and then, like one of the Cosmo players, I summoned this and he max-seed me. And I was like, okay. I summoned the Prince, And I feared farm grow at that point, so I was like, I need to do something with these things. So I would dump a Dragoons and then just add a bunch of stuff. And at that point, I would just synchro summon and make a Tatsunoko. I also play a 3 as well.
Sweet. So basically they get +1 and that's it. And you don't mind too much. Alright, cool.
But yeah, this is the bee's knees. I play 3 heavy infantry.
Oh, wow. Why not 2? I guess you're going to explain that.
So for 3, when I was testing this deck, I would see that I would go through every single Atlantean so fast. And the fact that if it's late game and I already see like 2 of these and a Marksman engraved, it's like, oh, it's dead. Because Dragoons I'm most likely going to use first turn. So I would need a 3rd. And plus, against Monarchs and against Pepe, I like to at least either bait out anything that they have. So I would try to pop the Monarch on board while they have a domain. So they would either reveal the Ether when it's not most opportune, or hit anything else really. And with Pepe, you know, it just scales alone, and then monsters. And the additional effect where if it's on the field, you get an extra normal summon of a low 4 lower sea serpent, I think is really, really amazing.
Fair. Alright.
I played 2 Atlantean Marksman. So this card I like. I just had to bump it down to 2 because I don't see a lot of back row that Twin Twister can't handle. So I would just bump it down to 2. But its additional effect also, like, it puts in a lot of work. So basically, when you inflict damage, you can special summon a low 4 lower sea serpent that's not Marksman himself. So even when you don't draw Prince or you don't draw well, if they have an open board or something that you could swing over, you would punch it, and then you would either get a Dragoons if you're later in the duel for more damage, or you could get Prince himself to jumpstart you.
Oh shit, that's a card.
Or you could get Heavy Infantry itself to get an extra normal summon, just in case you had like a Diva in hand or something else.
Oh damn! All right.
Yeah, this card against Cosmos, I like it the most because their most common play that I would see is set 3, Tin Can, end phase, and then they would get anything to the hand. So basically, when I draw it, if I see this card in my hand with a Megalo, I'm really happy because more times than not, they'll either have a Strike set or a Call the Haunted set. If there's a Call the Haunted with a Destroyer engraved, I'd rather get it out right there and then, so it doesn't interrupt my place when I go. So basically, I would ditch this and then just pick a random back row and hope to hit the Call the Haunted or a Strike. So they would be forced to either strike my Megalo or either
get the Marksman
effect and pop a Call the Haunted, which would they chain to get a monster out. And then at that point, Instant Fusion plus Dragoons. It kind of ends the career.
Yeah, you can talk for a bit.
So, the 2 of the card, one of the best cards in the deck, Atlantean Dragoons. So this is the most abused card, in my opinion, in the deck. So basically, when it's sent to activate a Water Monster's effect, you add any Sea Serpent, any type of Sea Serpent from the deck that's not Dragoons. So whether it's literally the best utility, you could get anything from any of these small Atlanteans to Megalo himself, to Moulinglacia if you just want to hit him with it. It's amazing. It's honestly just amazing. Right. And the fact that you can use it in so many different ways, rather than just Prince and dumping it, or Megalo and dumping it, or any of your rank 4s, water monsters. This card has so much use in it. There'd be times where I would brick, but I would have a Twin Twister and an Instant Fusion with the Dragoons. So I would just Twin Twister any back row they have, and then go into Norden, grab it, and then I would Dweller, Bahamut Shark. I just love this card.
Oh my goodness. Right.
Oh, and it also has a hidden effect that most people overlook, where if it's on the field, level 3 or lower, Sea Serpents can attack directly.
Oh, nasty.
Time for the Mermail side. So I play 2 guns.
Oh, interesting.
So basically, a lot of people don't like the Mermail side of it, minus Megalo. So me personally, I just like the defensive part of it. Like everyone just plays, Moulinglacia, turbo them, kill them right now and right then. But me, what I think is like I've tested straight Atlantean or plus Megalo, and it seems to me that if you don't draw something to kill with, you can't even defend yourself. So I just like having 2 gun for my Pike and my Turge, which I will get to, and my Megalos and my TSCs. So basically, my Mermails are like either discard outlets for me or the defense, and I like it a lot.
And you didn't like 3, is there a reason why you didn't play the 3rd one?
3. I've seen it too many times, and I wouldn't have another Mermail to go with the gun to actually use it to its full potential.
And you could probably search it out with the Pike.
Yeah, with TS and Pike.
Right. All right.
Plus, it gives me another search.
Fair.
1 Mermail Abyssman. So, a lot of people don't like this card. I think it's amazing. I hate drawing it, I'm not gonna lie, but I also play Sphere, and I like the fact that if you brick, and then you could just either set it, and then people will attack into it, and then you could start rotating. You could start
rolling.
Yeah, you can start rolling. And also, I don't know, the fact that she's level 3 and I can search off a Pike. One thing that makes me mad about Pike is that you only can search level 3, so I can't even get like Prince or anything like that. And then sometimes she's awesome to get, especially late game when you don't have many cards in hand, if for whatever reason. And you could get just like a big beater like Megalo, or if you have 1 card in hand that you need to get discarded right away, you could get a Pike, you could get a Turge. So I like the use of her. I like her. Mermail Abyssmegalo. One Mermail Abyssmegalo. One. I know.
Not another one. No.
Just
one.
All right. So I know that I said I like the defensive part of it, but most of it is OTK. So basically, when I see him, I'd rather have him in deck for my spheres or for Lind, or if I draw him and have a Dragoons with it or a Prince with it, with the Dragoons engraved, he puts in a lot of work. I like it a lot.
All right.
But it's like he's okay. It's just like searching level 3 sucks. It's just kind of for the discard outlet.
All right. And instant fusion, obviously, right?
Oh yeah. The level 4,
I mean, Dragoons is better. Dragoons is always better.
Turge, my favorite Mermail of the deck. So basically, why I love him so much is that in my opinion, he's better than Pike because he could get anything that you used. Almost anything.
And 3 and lower, right?
Yes. 3 or lower. So basically, you discard any water monster, you get a 3 or lower from the grave. So one of my favorite plays is when I have like a Prince in hand and Dragoons in grave. I would Sphere at their end of May phase 2, get my Lind. I'd get my Lind, and then she would die, and then it would become a Turge, and then I would ditch the Prince, and then add, let's say, it doesn't matter, let's say a Gund. And then Prince would go off. And then I would have my Dragoons. And then right there and then I have something in my hand and I already have a rank 4 on field.
Nasty.
My favorite. I love him so much.
I mean, you can do, with that scenario, you can make a Dragoons, make a Dweller, get a Sea Serpent, which is probably Megalo, and then you ditch the Gunday, you rank a rank 7.
The possibilities are endless. I love it so much.
Alright.
2 Mermail Abyssteus.
Again, not 3?
Nah, not 3. So 3 clogged me a lot because I would see it next to my Megalo and next to my Gun. And like, when I have a bunch of Mermails, like Tace and Megalo and Gun together, it's nice, but I'd rather see my Atlanteans first and then see these guys later. Or if I see him and Dragoons, it's just, it's amazing. And plus, the fact that I can search for any Mermail helps a lot. So basically, my favorite, or at least my most common search would be either Gun or Turge, because I could just play around with my grave and then make a rank 7 with this.
Alright.
3 Megalo.
Of course. OTK potential, right?
Yes. He is the powerhouse of the deck. He just puts in a lot. So basically, I would, with him, you can search him out with Dragoons, obviously. You tribute any of the Mermail Atlanteans that you would have for any of their effects, and through that he gets an attack booster, and then these guys would go off. So you're either popping something, or you're special summoning,
or searching.
Or even if it's like a grindy duel and you just have this, you just got a second attack. And the fact that he can search any Abyssmegalo trap is amazing. I like it a lot.
Alright.
Very powerful. One Moulinglacia. So this guy, I don't know how to feel about him.
Oh,
because it's like if you open up Diva, he's amazing. You just rip 2 cards out of people's hands. It's grand, really, really powerful.
Turn 1, obviously, yeah.
So
even turn 2, right?
Yeah, even turn 2. If you go fiddle with your grave enough, you could just drop it at any point in time.
Alright. That's true.
But with him, it's just like, I don't know how I feel, but no, I lied. I actually love him. I lied a lot. he actually put in more work than he did was a nuisance. And even if you're halfway through the duel and you have like 13 water monsters grave, he still discards water. So he's not completely dead.
Yeah. Last card.
And one Gamaciel.
Gamaciel. Everyone's looking for that card before this regional.
I know. So with Gamaciel, I just like it because my problem cards are Dark Law and Magus' Fiend, which ironically I didn't run into either of them this tournament, so I guess I got lucky. And then when I draw this card, even other semi-problematic cards like Rafeltia or Dweller or anything that's a problem really, I can just slap it on, get it over with, and then just swing over my own stuff.
Yeah.
And if not, you can still discard fodder.
That's true. You don't play rank 8s, right? So you can't make like Gamaciel and Moulinglacia and make a rank 8?
Oh no, I'm not that good.
Alright.
So we're on to the spells. 3 upstart. I honestly don't like this card.
You side him out every time?
I side him out every single time. But you know, it's a good filler for a game 1, where my mentality is I just try to kill him as fast as possible.
Yep.
Then right after that, I slow down my deck and just make it into a grind game at that point.
Yep. Or side it against your opponents, yeah.
3 instant fusion.
This
card is amazing. Oh my gosh. The fact that Norden is around, just So basically this card just opens up so many things from reborning a prince, just to use the discard cost, just to add something from Dragoons, to getting a Dragoons himself and making a rank 4, to get another add, to even instant fusioning a, let's say, I don't know, like an effect veiler.
Make a 5.
Make a 5. I don't think.
You don't play 5s, yeah.
But I would have like a 4 on board, I would make a 9, I would trish him right there, and then this card is
booty.
But I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. 2 Twin Twister. I was thinking about playing 3, but I feel like I need to see my combo pieces more than anything. So just 2, just to get rid of back row, just to kill game 1. And if they play a back row deck like PK Fire, I would side in the 3rd. Or if they don't play any back row, or a back row that I don't think I could get through, like Pepe, I would either side him out or side in the 3rd. Depending on what version of Pepe they would be playing.
True.
1 sword charge. So I got highs and lows about this card. People said it was good because if I go first, if I'm forced to go first, this card makes a ridiculous board that I wouldn't normally make. But other people say that it would cut the OTK potential, which I agree with, but I just like this card a lot, and I would never side it out, because even when I draw all Mermails and no Atlanteans, I could just discard things to the grave and then make a bigger board, and then my ending board would be like a Gaios and a Dweller and anything else really. I like the card a lot.
Alright.
1 for 1, just for, you know, another spot for Naptivus. Yep. Or if I need to, an effect veiler to synchro. That's never happened though.
Oh, thank goodness.
1 Regeki for problem cards.
Heard that was an okay
Dark
card.
Law.
It's okay.
Dark Law. And 1 Abyssmegalo of the Suchi.
It negates the spell.
Yes, it negates a spell effect. So people would be caught off guard. So I would play it and they'd be like, oh, what does that do? I'm like, oh, gains 800 and negates a spell. Like, oh, okay. And then they'd be like, Cosmo Town. I was like, sure. And then effect to get it back to hand. It's like, it's negated. And they're like, what? Does it die? I'm like, no, it just stays there. So this card, I'm iffy on. Like against pendulums, I kind of don't like it because just negating it isn't enough for me. But sometimes it could be. And the fact that people have to play around not playing a spell card is pretty powerful.
It is.
And for the last traps, 2 spheres.
2 spheres.
So why I like this card is because you either one could summon a Lin and then let it die and then gain a monster and possible either pluses or destruction, or 2, the way I use it mostly is when I have it, I'd like to disrupt the plays. So even though the Mermail's effect is negated, I like to save it and then have an infantry in my hand, and then they would start their plays, and then I would flip it and summon a Pike or a Turge, and then activate the effect, and the effect's negated. But because I already paid the cost, the infantry would go off and pop either a scale or a problem monster or anything of the sort.
Nice. That's your main deck 40, is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
40 cards.
That's the extra deck first?
Yeah.
Sweet.
2 Norden. You already know. Everyone already knows the possibilities.
You already know. Damn, Daniel.
1, number 38.
Oh.
So, this card helps me fight against Cosmos, because the fight against Cosmos is very back and forth, and if I have Instant Fusion, it makes my fight that much easier because of Dweller and because of this guy. So this guy, I would just swing into ships, and then I would detach, and most of the time I would have a Dragoons under it, so I would just shrink everyone on the field, and then I would punch over a ship and they'd take damage, and I would search. And also, the fact that when it dies, it can reborn any monster from your grave is kind of ridiculous.
Holy crap.
I like this card a lot. It's to the point I kind of want to play it in my heroes. Man and
oh, no, stop it. Anyway. Bring back Darkle? Oh, I can't. Must be special summon from extra deck. Alright, never mind.
101. The attribute is really what does it for me. And plus, get Dragoons ad, take monsters.
Nuts.
Big guy. So this card puts in, it's okay against Cosmo, which is apparently what I face the most. I just try to take their pilots and bait out ships, and then after the ships come out, I would either have a Dweller for them, or I would have a powered up Megalo or any Mermail because of the spell card, and then I would just punch over.
Nice.
This guy.
I heard that was a good card.
Right? Yeah, kind of. So, this card is really why I could survive the matchup with Cosmos, because when it has materials under it, level 5s or highest can't attack. So they can't battle me with their ships. And also, I could detach one, and all monsters on your opponent's side of the field with less attacking than it get negated. So it's like a floating skill drain, so to speak.
And it's also the Mermail, so you get the scale thing, and it equips to it with 36, and anything, so you can negate anything. Oh, damn.
Yeah, boosted to 36, and then negate even Destroyer trying to come out at it.
Did that ever happen?
Yes.
You equipped it with it?
Yeah, I equipped it, and he would try to destroy or pop it, and I would negate it, and they were like, what? It doesn't target. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't. It's amazing.
Oh, nice. All right.
Mecha Phantom Beast Dragosac. This card, when I open up either Teus and Dragoons or Diva, and I have a bunch of 7s in my hand, I could go into it. So I could control how many waters in my grave from Moulinglacia for turn 1. Or if I'm in time, if I need to protect myself, I would go into that.
Oh, that's good.
Pretty darn good. An Abyss Dweller.
Just one?
Yeah, just one Abyss Dweller.
Interesting.
So this card affects the meta tremendously right now, and even against decks that it doesn't affect too much, like Pepe, the 500 boost makes a real big difference. Like against Monarchs, I love dropping this and activating the effect, so I could bait out the primes, and also it boosts my Megalo and anyone else that's a water around it, so I can just keep attacking for massive damage and possibly OTK. And the fact, it's a water XYZ. Dragoons.
It's all Dragoons.
He's basically the defensive player of the deck. So what I like about him is that, besides being a water, XYZ, I could bring out just my Mermail Abyssmegalo in defense, and she has 2800 defense, so that's kind of a wall. And also, when she dies, she brings out a Mermail from the grave. So if I'm going first and I soul charge, I would most likely to not make a defensive play and see if they can get around my board, and if they can't, then I would just proceed to OTK them. So this guy is very flexible. He goes with Diva and Prince, so because you know it's a 3. And also, if you're gonna synchro summon with him, you can use any one monster from your hand as a synchro material. So this way, I make my Gungnir and my Trish a lot more easily. So this guy, especially in the mirror match, oh, it's busted. So if I'm going first and I have my Prince or a Diva, I would go into, or even better, if I had Diva Prince, I would summon my Diva, summon Infantry, and then I would extra normal my my Prince, and then I would do all my nonsense, and then synchros in this deck help fill the grave to a 5 if you want to drop Moulinglacia. So I would make this last, and then I would drop my Moulinglacia and that activate effect, and then if I hit any monsters, they get banished instead, because any monster set from the hand or main deck to the grave is banished instead.
Nuts.
And also, as you know, it's weak, but the fact that they have to worry about it is pretty good, because it can negate any spell, trap, or monster effect that's activated on the field. And you tribute it for Tiger King. So again, this synchro is more so for first turn plays or even late game if I have Diva. So basically what he does, he can return any amount of face-up cards I have on the field back to my hand, and he gains 500 for each. So basically what I would do, if I'm going first, I would summon him just because of, depending on the situation, and like I said, any synchro helps with Moulinglacia. I would just summon him just so I could get my resources back. So I would have like a Megalo, a Prince, and I would have a Sphere in hand, and I would have the Equip Sword. And then I would return my Prince and my Megalo and bring them back to my hand. And then I would reveal Megalo and ditch the Prince, because I can't tribute it during turn 1. So I would do that and then, in effect, get my Dragoons. And then if I would have a level 4 during the first turn, I'd be able to make my Moulinglacia play a lot more life.
Jesus Christ. too much combos.
Gungnir, my favorite Dragon of Ice Player. So basically what he does, he uses us a level 7, and I would discard any amount of cards from my hand to the grave. Or not even to the grave, just discard any cards, and I pop that many, and it's up to 2. So basically the fact that it's a water monster makes everything easier. So even if I'm in a tough situation, I summon this guy, and I have like an Infantry or any other Atlantean in hand, I would discard them, pop up to 2, and then those effects will go off, and I'll pop even more.
And obviously Gunde is like your best discard.
Oh yeah, and gun, you know, to bring out my Megalo or any other Mermail. And number 15, Shishula.
Oh, ulti. Ooh, fancy.
I go back and forth with running him, because like he's kind of just for that extra push, but I'm not sure if I want to play any other synchros. I've been testing. So this card is amazing. At first I did not play it, and then my friend's like, oh, just play the card, try it. And I tried it, and I fell in love with it. Yeah. The fact that you can banish 3 cards from anywhere, it's amazing.
Alright, so that's your extra deck. Let's check out your side deck.
One more Gamaciel, just for problematic monsters. 3 Maxi, just for PK and Pepe, I guess. I don't like siding Maxis against Pendulum decks though. I don't know why. I guess it does force them to either take the challenge or just to not do much. And that's why I sided against them, but I don't know. It's weird. 1 Dark Hole for problematic monsters. A 3rd Twin Twister for a heavy back row and rogue. 2 Forbidden Chalice.
Alright.
For people that want to summon Dweller against me turn 1, and also any other problematic monsters like Majesty's Fiend and Dark Road.
Alright. Fair.
1 Abyssmegalo of Sea Diva. So basically, when I face decks that I don't worry about the spells too much, like Cosmos, I would side out my Equip spell that negates spells and then side into 1 for traps. Because the way this is ruled, it will negate even counter traps.
Yes,
so
sir.
I like to
high 5 for hair. Yeah.
2 Decree for Cosmo and PK.
And also the Ariadne build too, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you side those in against Ariadne?
I did not.
You did not? Okay. No.
1 Iron Wall. It's pretty bad. I should probably put it in the second one, but you know, this card kind of helps.
Yeah.
2 goes in match.
Oh.
Sometimes I would side them against Monarchs just so for that first summon, and then I'll just flip it. And then more builds don't play like Mithra, so they will just be kind of stuck there with either a Majesty's Fiend that they could drop or just a small model. One emptiness for PK and Cosmos.
Did you cite that emptiness and never?
Oh no, I hate it. Pendulum decks is so bad.
Okay. Alright, so that was your deck profile. Any last words, any changes to the main deck, extra deck, side deck, anything like that? How did you feel about the main regionals?
The main regionals was semi-competitive. I liked how even what people consider bad players are getting better, so they were more of a challenge.
Like me.
So, oh yeah.
Oh damn.
Shots to the heart.
I know.
So yeah, so this regional wasn't bad at all. I think the lower echelon was definitely getting up there with either bad decks with Ray Raptors and stuff. I like how they're putting up AbyssPike. Changes to my deck. I'm not sure if I'm gonna main 3 failure anymore. I don't know. I just want to add in more water cards.
Alright.
Like on both pieces. And I'll probably just throw them on the side.
What place did you get?
I got 4th.
4th? Hey, you got the deck box too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here. Deck box buddies.
And yeah, that's about
Any shoutouts?
Shout out to Team Phantom. That is my team. We're, we don't exist yet. But we're getting there.
Phantom of the Opera, right? We'll be popping up soon.
Shout out to Richard Serrato, the second best hero player in the world, next to me.
Oh damn.
Versus Charlie.
And that's about it.
All right. Thank you, Pierry. This is Al from Team Shockwave.
Trash.
Parker thing.